Kathy Ann White, and I'm going to show you how I'm putting together my journal for my studio right now. I'm trying to keep records of the art I'm doing because I'm doing some different pieces, testing, and I want to make sure I write down some of my comments. So I came up with this way to do a little bit of an artsy journal. This right here is a digital print on a gel medium skin for the cover, and I put a little bead stuff there. This is made out of an Art in America, and what I did, I'm going to show you. What happens is you end up with this colorful journal, and you can write in it where you do absolutely anything you want to with it. I try to keep my surfaces a bit simple so you can see the writing. When I do my journals, I like to keep photographs of the work and different ideas that I've tried and moved to, and so I like to keep them in a pretty large format, but not a huge format, and this is pretty portable, so it works for me. So let's get started. The few things that we're going to need some gel medium. We're going to need some the acrylic gesso, the white, little things of acrylic paint. Of course, you need brushes. I have a little bit of water here so I can just pop my brushes in them if I stop using them and they don't dry out on me. And a little palette here in case I want to mix some of the colors together, plus some plastic that I could put in between the pages in case I think they're getting stuck, and some of this too. Now, the first thing I'm going to show you is you would do the entire book like this. I like to use my old Art in Americas when I'm done with them. And what I do is I glue 2 pages together with gel medium. And these pages here I can feel have all been put together. So I will find one that isn't, because this is really not rocket science. It's pretty simple and pretty quick. Okay, so I take my gel medium and all I do is just dab it on, get it in, so that I use it for the glue. Now, if you like to use other kinds of glues, then you could do that. I just, for some reason, like to use the gel medium. So then I get this flat, which is never going to be totally flat. And then I go to my next page. And if I really want to change it a bit, then I can just take this brayer and maybe press it down a little bit. So that's how I do the whole entire magazine first. This one you can see hasn't been done. And this one here has been done. So I will say that sometimes, if you can kind of get a glimpse here maybe, the magazine might get out of alignment a bit. And so then what I'll use, if it does, are clamps. I'll wait till the whole entire gel medium part of the magazine is done, and I put a little gesso on the front. Then I take these clamps and I just clamp it around here as I try to straighten out the magazine so that it's totally straight. And then I'll put 2 of these on, and then I'm going to let it sit with 2 of them overnight. If I really want to get a better smash down on this thing, I will put this on the side of a table, let it hang off, and then I will put a heavier book on top of this and let it dry overnight. The gel medium can be a little bit wet, as long as it's not sticking out of the pages, that it'll glue the pages together. So that's how I would do that part of it. Then, once these pages, and I'm going to use this as an example, once these pages have been dried and you've just got your gel medium in the inside here, I'm going to take the gesso, and this is the inside of the cover, but we can do that part too. And I'm going to smooth the gesso on just to cover up the writing and give me more of a kind of art surface that'll let me just put some color on it and give me a background that I want to write on later. So I will do this type of thing, and then I just take some paint of some kind. That's a gloss, so I'm not going to use that. Well, not a gloss, it has like little things in it. So I'll go like this, and maybe I'll just smash it together And then I'll use another color, maybe with it. And then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my brushes and I'm going to try to move it so that it does encompass everything. And just paint it up. Now here's what's going to happen. This is when you let it dry and you come back to it. And if you open this up and you get it going, you get all your gel medium done one time, then you can do this part of it and you can walk by it all day long and just keep adding to it. I'm just going to put a little texture in the page. And then for this, I am going to let it dry. Probably here in Arizona, I only have to go maybe an hour because I can flip this and do another page. Now this is one that I haven't worked on yet, but I'm going to show you the cover on this. What I do is I cut a piece of fabric or whatever else I'm going to use. Like on the one that I showed you, this is a gel medium skin. So it was printed and it's got some cheesecloth and stuff in it. This one is going to be a plain piece of silk. So one of the things that I am going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of plastic on the inside of both these covers on the inside, because what can happen here is your gel medium can splush onto the rest of the journal. So I don't want to get any pages stuck together. And I leave a teeny bit extra on the back just in case it doesn't wrap quite right, and so I have enough of the material. So in the front here now I have the plastic in between the page, and then I'm going to go from side to front and just put gel medium on it. Now with the fabric it's pretty easy. It's pretty forgiving. It can be stretched, so it's pretty easy to wrap the fabric around. You can use paper. You can use absolutely anything you want for a cover. You can get as designing or undesigning as you want. You could even just leave it painted. But I kind of like the digital thing. So I'm going to wrap this tightly around my cover. And here I am going to brayer it because I really do want this flat to the front of the magazine. Now I can also add things to the top of this where you can just use gel medium, putting kind of embellishments on top here that you want. Then I'm going to flip it over and I will use another piece of plastic. And let me also, now that I'm thinking about this, as you're working through the pages, if you see that some of these start to get stuck together behind what you're doing, then you might want to put plastic in between as you're putting your gel medium on, so you're not putting it all at the tops of the pages and they're getting all stuck together so you can hardly open your journal when you get it done. So I'm again going to do that, and then I will just put this on it. Get the gel medium all ready. And I want to make sure, you know, that I have enough on here. But it's usually, like if you miss some of the edges, you can usually just fill that in with a little and works fine. So then I'm going to pull this over and slide it a little bit down because it moved up to the top. And then right here you can see I have a teeny bit of yellow showing from the seam. All I'll do that is once it's dry, I'll just trim the edge up to the edge, and then I have my fabric cover on it. And anything else I want to put on top of it will work. If you want to sew things on top of it, sew it before you use the gel medium. You can even put quilt covers. You could put any kind of cover on this that you want. And there you have your studio journal, and inside you got tons of pages to use for your writing.